Good morning, everybody. Naomi here. I just wanted to make a quick video today to talk about what is a giclee fine art print, how is it different from a standard inkjet print, and how is it different from my original paintings. So I wanted to talk about my process because what I do is when I've done my original painting, these are the paintings that I've made, these are the originals right here. Then I scan those at high resolution on my flatbed scanner at home, and I usually scan them at about 1200 dpi. So they're very high resolution, which means that I can resize them larger to a degree and definitely smaller without losing any of the crispness of the image. Sometimes when you try to blow up an image, it can end up becoming pixelated and blurry. And so when I scan them at that high resolution, I'm capturing all the tiny little dots of color that I want to be able to enlarge. So then after I scan it, I take it into my photo editing software and I try to color match it as closely as I can to the original painting. And of course, colors will vary on different monitors, and so that's just the way it is. You know, things will never be exactly right. But I do my best to match it to the colors that I see in my original painting. And then I order them printed. If they're going to be wall prints or things that you would hang on your wall, then I order them through a fine art printing company. And so the prints that come back are done with high definition, light fast, archival certified ink. And actually the word giclee just means spray or squirt in French, and that is how inkjet prints are made. But a giclee printer is going to have up to 12 ink cartridges instead of the standard 3 or 4 that you may have in your inkjet printer at home. Usually we have magenta, yellow, and cyan, as well as a black. But the fine art printers are going to have up to 12, which means that they can print a much wider range of color, and the accuracy of color is much greater. And so here are, I'll move this one aside and I'll just show you, here are prints that came back from the printer of my original. And if I lay them next to each other, this one turned out just a little brighter, but that's okay. I mean, watercolor paint always dries back a little bit lighter than the original paint when it went down. But the colors are just beautiful. They are greatly saturated. They're not overly done. The resolution is crisp. Everything turned out just wonderful. Now the quality of the paper, this is Epson Premium Watercolor, Textured Watercolor Paper, Cold Press Bright White, 340 GSM, 19 mil. It's archival. It is, I'm going to read from their description here. It's water-resistant fine art paper made from 100% cotton fiber, acid and linen-free, and it is, yeah, it's pretty much similar to the watercolor paper that I paint on. So if you listen, you can hear that it's really thick. It feels like watercolor paper when you're holding it in your hand. You can't really see maybe here, and I'm sorry for the light. Today we have a lot of haze in our sky, so there's an orange glow that I'm trying to combat. I've got my daylight bulbs over here and over here, trying to kind of aim natural cooler light onto this, but it's just not great today. You can see the orange haze over here. But this is really beautiful paper, nice and thick. My prints are archival quality, which means that with proper treatment, they are good for 80 to 200 years without fading or deteriorating. And so I'm really proud of them. I'm proud to sell them. I'm proud to stand behind them. And the company that prints them does a fabulous job. So that's one. Here is another one that I have. And it's this little cardinal. So I painted this on my 100% cotton watercolor paper. That's the original. And then I can print them. Now I'll show you an example of what happens. This one came back a lot different in terms of color because my photo editing was off. It had nothing to do with the fine art printing company. It was my photo editing. It ended up a lot brighter and yellower, and I didn't like that. It's not close to the original. So I went back and tweaked it on my computer, and I was able to then get it to be a lot closer to what it should be, as opposed to that really bright yellow. So this is what I'm selling right here, these prints. They are really close to the original. You can see I can enlarge them with no loss of resolution at all. And now you can see the texture of the paper in the background. And all the colors are just crisp and saturated and vibrant and beautiful. Now for greeting cards, I don't use archival paper because greeting cards are more of a temporary thing. You send them off to somebody and then who knows what they're going to do with it. Most of the time they get enjoyed for a while and then recycled. And so I don't, if I were to use my archival giclee paper for those, it would bump up the cost of the greeting cards so much that it wouldn't be possible to sell them, I think. But I'll show you again compared to the original. Here is a print that I have done. It's a laser print on heavy gloss cardstock. Again, you can hear the thickness of that paper. It's nicely glossed, which means the colors are going to be nice and vibrant. And the prints just come out lovely. So that's the print that I use for my larger greeting cards. And this is the one that I use for my smaller greeting cards. And then I cut them myself. I have a video of that process that I'll link here below. And so I just wanted to share that. I am really proud to offer these prints. I think they are excellent quality and wanted to share a little behind the scenes of how they're made. So if you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment or ask me, and I'm happy to help out. Have a great day and thanks for watching. Bye-bye.